Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, Jimmy Clipping Deals. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back to the channel. I have presently been trying to work double time on my side gig to cover the time frame that I spent at home working only on my business and on the car, which there is a, what do you call that, a shortfall there that I'm trying to make up. So forgive me, the videos aren't coming like I want. I'll do better, I promise. So I told y'all on the last video there were several things that I wanted to share with y'all, several new things that have been on the horizon. I know the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol filer code. I know I never got back to y'all on that. That actually came in, and oh, little turtle came in. So that's beautiful. Not only that, but like presented with another opportunity or another potential revenue stream as things go on. She also sent me all of the materials to become, or links to, references to the materials that it takes to pass the test to become a U.S. Customs broker. Now, I looked into it as far as just a individual that works for a brokerage, I believe. A broker, the money's not great. It's not horrible either. Somewhere in the neighborhood of $50,000 to $75,000. However, you know those brokerages are making money too, and that's kind of where my head is at as time goes on. That I can just list as part of the services or on a spin-off website of my own in order to possibly not only do my paperwork for importing goods, but also the paperwork for import and export for other people. I can imagine as you build your clientele base of the potential for revenue on something that's fairly specialized but simplistic once you understand all the nuances. And she gave me all the materials to do a crash course. So that happens every twice a year. So it's not something you can do all the time. There's a limited amount of people that can go, and there is a test fee that is, although not beyond feasible, it's a few $100s or something, as well as a yearly licensing fee in order to do it, but in order to keep the license. But I do like the potential to make more money doing things that I'm already doing. So beautiful there. Did come home on my lunch break from my side gig today to change a headlight, which is absolutely absurd. You got to pull the whole bumper off to put a headlight on. But anyway, rather than the old cars where you're done in 5 minutes, it took me roughly 45 minutes to an hour. So I haven't had great luck on the side gig. I've been having some glitches with the tech and the reception and everything else that's been giving me difficulties, where it has been over the last couple of weeks a little bit more difficult than it normally is to make money on my side gig. But hopefully as of the first of the month, coming into May, that some of those things will free up and allow me to make more money. Now I have, we're getting close, guys. There we go. Let me put these on. Y'all make fun of me, please. I can't find my little ones, so it is what it is. Not only that, I kind of enjoy it. Somebody razzed me about my headliner and my door in the last one, and really, it made me smile, it made me chuckle. I don't mind it at all, so y'all go right ahead. But nevertheless, yeah, I can't find my little headphones, so it is what it is. But where was I at? I did the light bulb right. For the headlights, which has actually been out a couple days. I ordered it, and then it seemed like it was taking forever from one of the big boxes. Then I ordered it again. I actually ordered all 4 headlights, low beam and high beam, on both of them. Is this not going to work? For the car, oh yeah, wow, that's loud. On eBay, so they're also coming, but as long as I got them in the first place, that's cool. But yeah, the broker thing was decent. What else? There's more. Wow. What do I got? There's been so much stuff that's been going on. Just draw a blank. Come on, guys. Oh, yes. The headliner, the door. Add one more project to the car. The headlight did get finished. I'm buying the entire air conditioning system for this car. In the last 5 years that I've owned the car, AC went out the first year. I've never had it since. So I realized my mom had bought AC one time through a mechanic, and it cost like $3,500, which is just something I'm not going to spend on a $2,600 car. And really, when I've had a job within like 10 miles, it hasn't been that big a deal for the most part. The side gig where I am driving significantly more, I want to be comfortable. And turns out all of the parts on eBay end up to be about $500 to literally replace everything. So just like the suspension that I just got done, I'm going to do that. Matter of fact, the majority of it can happen as the car's in motion, I mean, not literally, but I don't have to stop the car. I can change the condenser, and then I can change the evaporator, and as I go through the things, I can still continue to work and earn money and go shopping and do my side gigs. So almost all of the pieces have got here, except for the hoses. I haven't ordered those yet. I've kind of been slow rolling over the last few weeks, considering technically for the last 45 days I'm kind of in the hole, so why add to it? But I am. So I spent that money, and like I say, I have spent several $1,000s shopping here lately, which has been beautiful. Now, oddly enough, the majority of it is not on the major marketplace that I'm doing, so I'm going to be relying on eBay and Mercari and Poshmark for this stuff, because gated and whatnot. Let me through. Sneaky. There we go. Okay. But money's money, right? And I can only find what I can find. And until I start importing more, than I just, I sell what I can get, right? Just like anybody else. And I haven't gone to the bins yet. I told y'all I thought there was a bins here locally. Give me just a second. So I am excited about the bins. I just haven't taken advantage of it yet. I do think that possibility is very cool. Now, while I was in between side jobs today, I went shopping at a store that I truly did not expect to find anything at, because I've been in there several days, but I kind of went through the electronics a little stronger than I normally do, and I was able actually to come up with, I think I was out the door at like $400 or $500, and in all honesty, it's not a great return. Retail arbitrage sometimes isn't, but still I'm at like 30 to 50% profit on great sell-through rates. I mean, electronics can sell, but the margins can be slim. So I am happy to see those. Now, if they sell on the bigger marketplaces, then I might actually make more money than that. But at any rate, when it all shakes out, a decent little 30-45 minutes that I was there. Let me see. I got loads of stuff. Had pest control today, which kind of threw me for a loop. I forgot to lock my dog up, and she has the ability to open the door now. So somebody walking around in the yard, it went ahead and worked out. The guy was a country guy, and he was used to dogs and everything else, and was able to keep her happy enough not to come out. I don't know, maybe he had treats, but check this out. I live near the lake, and I live out in the country, right? Oops, come back here. Oh, I gotta plug all this stuff in. But anyways, get over here. I get home today. I live out in the country. I live by the lake, and there are certain pests that I have grown accustomed to. One of which are tarantulas. Both the red belly ones and the brown ones. They're around. You see them, you know, many times a year, and I've gotten to realize they're absolutely harmless. But it still gives me, you know, the heebie-jeebies, right? But with the pest control coming and spraying the property, in addition to that, I guess he was running from the junk, and so he came inside, which they have a tendency to do regardless. But he was inside, and I walk in, and there he is, right in the middle of the floor, and I was like, ah, you know, like a little girl, right? Because that brings out that part of me. But at any rate, you know, I get a box and I get something else to kind of shove them into, you know, because I'm, like I said, I can deal with them now. So I was going to neatly put him outside and let him go on about his life because he is harmless. But between the fumes and when I got up closer to him, I realized he was crunched a little bit. Apparently my dog took measures into her own hands because she's not fond of them either, probably learns from me. But she smushed him. You know, I couldn't tell it, but until I got up close. But he was dead, like, so I got rid of him. Kaya did her job, I guess. She was kind of looking at me, and if dogs could laugh, she was laughing at me, right? So, oh, that's cool. A thrift store that went out of business has now they've been redoing it, and apparently they were going to charge the thrift store like 3 times as much. And they've done a lot of work since then. So, you know, they got bigger plans of making this area more, you know, valuable or whatnot. But anyway, big mural on it. So that could be cool. Be kind of neat if it was another thrift store. You know, sometimes when the owner sees you making money doing a certain thing, he goes, well, I could do the same thing, and I could even do it better, you know. Cleaner, more profitable, plus it's his building, so he doesn't have the overhead if the building's already paid for, you know, that kind of thing. So kudos to him for realizing it, if that's what actually went down. Yeah, the broker, I told y'all about all the car issues. The car is not perfect. It was last time I talked to you, but there is something going on, and I got underneath there. It's making some noise. It's solid. I've done a bolt check, but it's making some noise, and I got back under there, and apparently the brand new steering rack that I bought, you might even be able to hear it right now, has gone bad. Now, I don't know whether it's because I bought literally the cheapest one on eBay that I could buy, brand new, supposed to have a lifetime warranty on it, or because the YouTube video I had did not show what they call a vacuum purge of the system, I think, to get all the air bubbles out. They just showed me a way to manually do it with the steering wheel, and apparently that's not 100%, or what I'm kind of leaning towards, in all honesty, is that when they were doing the alignment, the guy took forever. I mean, I was there like 3.5 hours. They called somebody else in, you know, it was just weird, and then come back and it's leaking. I think he tried to adjust it too far and broke it, which is very easy to do if you don't brace when you're tightening it down. So he may have very well broke the new one. But on the chance that I bought too cheap, which is, you know, definitely a possibility, I submitted a return. I'm about to break it back down, but I'm buying one from AutoZone that's like 3 times as much. And then I'm going to do the whole, whatever you call it, the vacuum purge this time, in addition to everything else that I did. And then I'm going to take it to a different place to get the alignment done, because they were super nice. And I think if they did something wrong to it, One, they definitely didn't mean to, and two, they did it by accident and probably didn't. I think that was one also again, but they may very well not have realized it, because I think at least the company didn't realize it, because I think the company is straight and legit. But if the guys knew and he messed up, it's quite possible he just, well, I'll just leave that one alone and let him figure that out. But anyway, so I'll have to get another alignment. I knew as it sat with the alignment and whatnot that it wasn't 100% perfect on the back end, because those parts are beginning to have age to them. So once I get the steering rack back, I'm going to drive it with getting the alignment as close as I can personally, which is not right, but long enough to make sure that there are no further leaks, because it cost me, like, the last alignment cost me $160. And I'd hate to keep repeating that process over and over again, if I don't have to. So once I determine that the steering rack is in fact solid, and whether or not I need new outer tie rods, more pieces that connect to the steering rack, once I determine that that is stable and everything's good, then I'm going to replace the back suspension, which I was already going to need a new alignment when I went to do that. I did the shocks, but I mean the alignment pieces and stuff, the actual suspension. So I will do that once I determine that the front's solid. I'll do the back. I'll get that second alignment that I was going to have to do anyway, and it just, it is what it is at this point. I am having a lot of problems with this car, but it's taken me a long way, and before this I've had to do very little to it, and I don't have a payment, and I haven't had a payment in like 5 years. And before this ordeal, like, the most I had done was like an alternator, and brakes. Like, this car's been, and two batteries, and a few power steering pumps. Those are easy things and cheap, right? Power steering pump, you get out there, an hour later you're done. That lasts you for another year. You do an alternator, that lasts you, I've only done one alternator, so it's lasted me 4 years now. So very good car, but getting older. So I'll go ahead and love the one I'm with, so to speak, and take care of it, right? Hopefully one of these days I can get to the door and the alignment and all that. I was waiting on the motors to either fail or not to put the door panel back on, but with the air conditioner I probably won't care so much, so I can put the door panel back on. And I got to thinking, I'm all in my mind of, I don't want to put the door panel back on, right? Because I'm just going to have to take it off. It's like 4 screws. It's been a year, sometimes things are just silly. Give me just a second. Where am I at? 6:15. Oh, on the right. I'll be right back. All right, that's done. I don't know how y'all have been doing as far as business and whatnot. I know I have been ultimately slow, even slower than usual, but for those that don't know, I do stocks as well, for myself, right? Independent, broker, I can't even think, brokerage account, right? And I see a lot of the, companies reporting that what they're looking at is less than what it was the year before. So I'm not ultimately concerned with that a whole lot. I don't know if y'all are experiencing the same thing. I know I see some people that are just kicking butt, but it's not necessarily retail arbitrage, which further makes me want to look into the used stuff, right? Because there's a lot less of it. I was looking at, and obviously I know these are not great toys for this, but just as an example, you look at a modern day Star Wars toy, and there's 500 people that are selling the same toy. It's kind of hard to turn that one for a profit, anytime soon. That's difficult. And I find that to be true with a lot of toys, just the saturation, and whether it be toys or clothes or jewelry, you name it. Diamond rings, I've come across a whole bunch that are like really on sale here lately. Like, I'm talking 80% off because the stores are having a hard time turning them. Things that are normally $800 and $900 that are $125, but when you look, there's what was it, 3,500 of them that are up for sale, and like 280 have sold of very similar pieces, and it's like, I'm never getting anywhere with that. And I do have I've done decent, but you have to discount them so far and be one of that 10%. So to get anywhere near full retail out of them, it's just you're fooling yourself, right? So buy an $800 one that you're looking to sell for maybe $250. There's still money in that. You can buy it for $100, because it costs like $5, even with the extra insurance. Maybe $7 if you buy the extra insurance. So overall there's still margin there. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, do you really want to have that much tied up in something that's that slow moving, when maybe I can go to the bins and do like some people and fill up a whole bag of plush for $1, which is, I'm not making fun of it. Like, that's allows for a lot more spending power, buying power, whatever, and a lot more margin when it sells, and those are win-win combinations. So when I first thought of things, I didn't want to sell used things, but the money's all green when it all boils down to it. I don't know that there's a whole lot of set topic today. I meant to lead with something different, but I've almost positively lost every last one of you. If you have made it this far, super, super cool. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I will share the topic with you in the next video. I'll talk to you later. Bye.